Hello everyone, this is Collector Sounds, back after a very long break. So the toy line I'm going to talk about today is Moondreamers. Now Moondreamers was a line from 1986-ish. It was very short-lived. It was a TV show, and then of course the accompanying toy line. And I didn't watch it as a child. I had no clue it existed until a few years ago, and I got into kind of the vintage toy collecting, and I saw these dolls, and I fell in love with the whole, basically, pastel outer space, or not outer space, but pastel space vibe. Very feminine. You know, there's like a lot of the toy lines from the 80s. You have, you know, lots of iridescence and, you know, the very kind of pretty face sculpt. But an interesting thing about this toy line is that the doll's hair and portions of their clothing is glow in the dark. And if I had been prepared today, I would have gotten a black light, because I think that's the only way you can capture glow-in-the-dark material on camera. But just imagine that if, you know, if I put this doll under a lamp for a while, this hair will absorb the light. Then you go into a closet or the bathroom and shut off the light, and it glows. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty brilliant toy line, and I wish that I had owned it as a child. And unfortunately, because it was so short in terms of the production, they're kind of hard to come by, you know. They're not as plentiful as other doll lines like Strawberry Shortcake, and certainly not as plentiful as My Little Pony. So this doll is Crystal Star, the main character of the story. I have never watched this show, so I apologize if there are any Moondreamers fans here who are listening and saying, why aren't you talking about the show? Well, I don't really know about the show, but all I know is that this character is Crystal Star. She's the star architect, and she's got her beautiful pink hair and lovely iridescent gown. You can see that I don't have tights for her, but I do have shoes. I have two shoes. She also comes with her headband, which is nice. So she's one of the more complete dolls in my collection of Moondreamers. I just really like everything about these dolls. They're just so adorable, and I love the space theme. And yeah, so this is Crystal Star. Next up is another common doll from the line, and this is Wimzie, the dream operator, and she's got this amazing kind of aqua hair that also glows in the dark, of course. If you're put it under a black light, or you take it into, a dark room. Her outfit, you see, has like this cool fringed medallion with a little sequin, a glittery moon medallion kind of thing, and this removable, is it removable? No, it just kind of velcros on like a cape on the back of her dress. I do have the tights for her, so that's kind of nice. Do not have the headband, although technically, and this is very annoying, I did actually get Wimzie's headband in a trade, but due to it being incredibly small, I lost it. I don't know where it is. It may have gotten sucked up into the vacuum cleaner. I don't know, and if so, that's really sad, because I had it and I lost it. Anyway, maybe Wimzie will get her headbands someday. But for the meantime, she looks good enough with her big puffy 80s hair and her sparkly dress with like this very sparkly waistband, and just really lovely. Okay, so I have one more. Well, I have actually 3 more items to show you, but this is the last Moondreamer doll, the last doll, like little girl doll. This is Dream Gazer, the mystical sorceress. And on this doll you can see that she has a star, a purple star over her eye, although it's kind of rubbed off and faded on this doll, which incidentally I did get at the thrift store. I found her at the thrift store just floating around, and I don't remember if she had this dress or not, or if I got this dress somewhere else. This dress is her proper dress. It's not in great shape. A lot of the lame has rubbed off. Her moon is in a little rougher shape than on Wimzie for sure. I have her in tights, but these aren't, I don't believe, her correct tights, but I just thought I'd give her tights because I don't have shoes for her, so at least she has tights on. I was really excited that I got this cape, which is her cape, from a seller on Instagram. And so I was able to get it for her so that she has her full outfit, and it is a very cool cape with this rainbow print, and it ties around her neck, and she wears her hair up in this fountain ponytail, and she's just a very cool character overall, and the cape really makes it, so I'm glad that I got it. I almost wonder if I remember correctly now, if I got this dress on another, it was being worn by a Wimzie that I got at the thrift store, who had like a rather drastic haircut. I think in the 90s, a lot of kids who had these dolls, like, you know, hand-me-downs or whatever, after the 80s were over, they were like, oh my gosh, why does this doll have a mullet? And so they just kind of cut off the long part so that she had kind of a more stylish short hairdo that was more 90s appropriate, maybe. I have one of those dolls that has had a haircut. I got it at the thrift store. But unfortunately I have more than one. I have 2 Wimzies, both with their long hair. Can you spot the differences? Anyway. So, I think that's enough about Dream Gazer. She's very lovely. And look at these 3. Just look at them. Put them all together. They're just so, or I guess I'll stand them up. Put them all together and they're just like, so cool. We're awesome pastel 80s space dolls. Okay, so now we'll move on to some of the other characters from the show. One of the characters is this lion named Rory, R-O-A-R-Y. And Rory, I mean, look at him. He's like so great. There's like this beautiful pastel colorway with like this lovely smiling face, this mane, you know, the swirls that decorate his body, and cute little crown. Often you'll find this this Rory coming up kind of in My Little Pony circles. Like, people will find him in lots of My Little Pony. And of course, Moondreamers were a Hasbro line. And in fact, I think that there's probably a lot of similarities between the face mold of the dolls and like the Megan face mold for the Megan doll that goes with My Little Pony. But anyway, Rory is meant to go with a small doll named Bitsy, who I don't have. But I do have Rory, and I think he's cool. And usually I like to, in my display case, I have Wimzie ride him, like so. Another kind of character that was found in the show were these little creatures called Snoozers. And this Snoozer is named Stumbles, and he has this, the Snoozers have flocked bodies, or rather, you know, where their bodies are meant to have clothing on, and this you can see he has the kind of PJs with the button flap for the bum. So where the Snoozers have clothing, it's flocked, and then it's just plain on the top. But you can see he's got this like lovely pink blush, cool little eye decoration. It kind of took me a while to warm up to these because I think they're pretty weird looking. Like, I don't know what, it's kind of like a hippopotamus dog. I don't really know. It's pretty creative though. I mean, it's not really representative of any animal on Earth, unlike our friend Rory over here. But, you know, little Snoozers, Stumbles is pretty cute. So he can stay. And the final item that I have in my Small Moondreamers collection is one of the baddies, or at least theoretically it's a baddie. I didn't watch the show. I don't know how bad the baddies were. But this is a Sleep Creep, which is one of the minions of the evil Scowleen. And this little guy, though, I just think he's really cute. He's so weird. Speaking of weird, like, if you thought that this wasn't like any animal on Earth, well, this, I don't even know. It's like a bird, lizard, something. Flocked very nicely with a nice spinning top hat thing. The plastic is kind of a shimmery plastic. It has like a iridescence to it, which is very cool. Anyway, when I got this, I purchased this online, and I didn't know how much I would like it once I got it in person, but I actually like it a lot. I love the pink eyes, and actually, I believe that this paint part here glows in the dark. And I'm not sure what parts on this guy glow in the dark, but I bet some do. Like, probably the eyes. But anyway, little Sleep Creep Shiner is the name of this one. And I think he's pretty cool. Oh, he also has all these bumps on the back, which is so funny. Anyway, oh, the last thing is that the dolls came with, as well as a little comb, they also came with these dream crystals. And so they were kind of meant to be worn as like necklaces, like, so, you know, a child could get the doll, and then they would also have like a accessory. And this goes with, according to the internet, it goes with the evil Scowleen. It's the bad dream crystal. And so yeah, it's a little, maybe it's evil, but I think it's pretty cool. And I got this as a free gift with a trade from another toy collector, so that was very, very kind of them. So that about wraps up my Moondreamers collection. So I'll just kind of bring everybody into the front again so that we can see a little bit. You know, I haven't been very aggressive in collecting this line. You know, it's always hard to know just how much money and effort you want to put into collecting. So I don't know exactly how much more I'll try and get or how much I'll try and complete their outfits. I'll keep an eye out for good deals, I think. But, you know, for now, this collection makes me pretty happy. It's kind of a nice little group that looks good on a shelf together. So this has been Collector Sounds with the collection video, Moondreamers by Hasbro from the 1980s. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon.